In connection to the Goa fire case, Lutras have landed in Goa. That's the latest update. Sourav and Gaurav Luthra, who were deported to India from Thailand and landed in Delhi yesterday, have now landed in Goa. Delhi court, remember, had granted a transit remand to move them to Goa, where they will face legal procedures in connection with the fire tragedy. We are joined by Anushka. As expected, Lutras have landed in Goa. They had received the transit remand yesterday. Now, it's going to be an important development. This is an important development, isn't it? They will finally be questioned. The brothers will finally be questioned almost 2 weeks after the tragedy.
That's right. 2 weeks after the tragedy, both the Luthra brothers have been dragged back to Goa. Now we were on the same flight by which Gaurav and Sourav Luthra came back to Goa. In the flight, both of them were in fact ducking their heads and were hiding their faces with a jacket. And once we reached there and when we tried to confront, they did not respond to any of the questions that were posed by NDTV. Now we do know that 25 people lost their lives in the tragedy that happened in Goa at the Birch by Romeo Lane restaurant and bar, where many people lost their lives. But now we are seeing that they have been dragged back to Goa. The Goa police is likely to question them and investigate further in this whole incident about how they wrongfully acquired all the licenses, and there were no proper NOCs that were kept in place for that bar where 25 people lost their lives. And we did see the kind of tragedy that unfolded, the massive fire that broke out in the Birch by Romeo Lane restaurant, where majority of the people who lost their lives were in fact the managerial people from the Birch by Romeo Lane restaurant. And now we are seeing that both brothers have been dragged back to the Goa airport, and now they will be in fact going to the court, where the Goa police will be asking for both the brothers' custody so that they can investigate further. 5 people have been arrested in this case so far, and we are seeing the 6th person who's absconding is in fact right now also being hunted down by the police, so that more information can come out as to who all were involved in the operational functions of the Birch by Romeo Lane restaurant and bar. And we are seeing that both the brothers have been brought back to Goa now. Big and significant development here is that the investigating agencies have managed to get their hands on both the brothers. And now we are seeing that the Goa police is one step further, and they will be investigating as to how they were operating and why did they run away barely 6 hours after the fire broke out. And now we are seeing that major developments have in fact been emerging from the Goa airport, where both the brothers have been brought back. Over to you.
Right, and also, Anushka, if I may come back to you, authorities are also looking at regulatory failures as well as enforcement lapses that allowed the club to operate without a proper safety standards. So that is going to be an important part of questioning as far as, what kind of documentation they had, what kind of permissions they had sought over the last 1.5 years in order to ensure that protocols are met with, which unfortunately were not met with. So that's going to be an important point of questioning, isn't it?
That's right. This is going to be one important part of the questioning as to how they were operating the restaurant and bar when they were already, in fact, acquiring the license and the NOCs wrongfully. And now we are seeing the Goa police have gotten their hands on both the brothers. They have been brought back to Goa. They will be taken to the same restaurant where the fire broke out. First, the police will be asking for the custody of both the brothers, and after that, they will be taken to all those places and they will be asked about who all were those people who were involved in the operations of the Birch by Romeo Lane. And now we are seeing that this is a significant breakthrough for the Indian investigating agencies as well as to people who have committed some kind of crime. They generally run away from India, but they have been dragged back. So this is a big development for the investigating agencies that both the brothers have been brought back, and now they will be facing all the questions that will be posed to them by the authorities as to how they were operating the bar where the fire broke out, and also major question about when there was a time when a demolition notice was issued to the restaurant bar, then why were the proper NOCs not issued? And why were the necessary precautions not taken? And after the fire broke out, instead of taking accountability of the situation, why did they run away to Thailand? And after that, they were detained and had to be brought back to India, through detention. And Interpol's blue corner notice was issued against them. And now we are seeing that both the brothers have finally landed in Goa. Over to you.
Right, and Tanushka, Luthra brothers, which we had been reporting also, that they allegedly ran a network of shell companies under the guise of their flourishing restaurant chains. So it is a wider network of irregularities as well as corruption. So is there a possibility that additional sections could be added in the FIR? What are the sources telling you?
Because right now what we are looking at is they have been booked under the charges of culpable homicide among other charges, and they will have to answer all the questions that the investigating agencies will now be posing at them as to how they were operating the bar and why did they run away instead of taking accountability, why were the proper checks not done, and why were emergency measures not kept in place at the restaurant and bar where both the brothers were in fact running their club. And now we are seeing that the Goa police have taken them have brought them back to Goa after 10 to 11 days of them fleeing the country. They have been brought back to Indian soil, and now they have finally landed in Goa. And from the airport, they will be taken towards they will be taken to the court so that the Goa police will ask the custody for both the brothers, and after that they will be taken into police custody or the judicial custody according to whatever the court deems right, and after that the investigation will finally begin in this case.
Right, and also Tanushka, if you can take us through details of the next steps. Of course, they've arrived in Goa. Is there going to be a medical examination now, or is it already conducted? Will they be taken to perhaps the spot where the incident happened? Is there going to be a recce of that particular place, or will they be taken to the police station first? Give us a sense of what next as far as this probe is concerned, especially the next few hours.
Well, that side first, they will be taken for the medical examination, and after that the police will take them to the court so that they could be produced in front of the court, and after that they will be asking the custody for the Luthra brothers, and depending upon what the court grants, they will be investigated and interrogated by the police as to how they were involved in the running and operation of the Birch by Romeo Lane restaurant.
Right, Anushka, thank you for getting those details. I'll come back to you. We also have Akhil joining us from Goa. Akhil, Luthra brothers are finally in Goa. They will be questioned. I will ask you the same question. What next for Luthra brothers? In the next few hours, we believe that they will be taken for medical examination. Will they be taken to the spot where the fire incident took place? And what's going to be the line of questioning?
Well, absolutely. If you see, this is a major big win for the Goa police team right now, because what we have seen that for the last 10 days, both the brothers were absconding. And from Thailand, what we have seen that with the help of the central agencies, with the help of the CBI, what we have seen that initially the blue corner notice was issued to locate both the brothers, to identify both the brothers in Thailand. And after that, with the help of the Goa police sleuths, they have found out the location of both the brothers in Phuket, and from where they have been detained. And then later on, they were taken to Bangkok, and from Bangkok now, what we have seen that yesterday itself in the afternoon at around 1:45 p.m. both the brothers basically landed, deported over there in the national capital. And there what we have seen that they were taken on transit remand. Initially, the Goa police has basically seek 3 days of police remand in connection with the case. But what we have seen that Patiala House Court has given 2 days of police remand. So right now what we are seeing that both the brothers have been taken back from the national capital towards Goa. The flight has landed, and what we have seen, we are right now following the Goa police team right now in front of our vehicle. If you can see, at least just 300 to 400 meters away, the Goa police cavalcade is moving right now, and in that vehicle, both the brothers are right now being taken to Anjuna police station. Anjuna police station is the nearest police station where that unfortunate tragedy took place, in which what we have seen that 25 lives have been lost, and apart from that, 6 to 7 other individuals got badly injured. So right now, the investigation is currently underway right now. And if you see, after this, once they were taken to the Anjuna police station, after that they will be taken to for the medical examination in Mapusa district hospital. And after that, they will be again produced in court. So it's very likely that the Goa police team is going to seek at least 7 days of police custody of both the individuals to basically know about why exactly they fled from the country when that unfortunate tragedy took place. Because if you see, the moment this very incident took place, what we have seen that within 90 minutes, both the brothers basically booked a flight from the national capital. At that point in time when that incident took place, they were partying, they were basically attending a marriage ceremony in the national capital, and after that they basically conspired and fled from the country. And with the help of the central agency and the MHA and the MEA, what we have seen that finally Goa police team has basically secured the detention of both the brothers, and finally they are back in Goa. So right now, from here on, what we are expecting that the investigation will continue in that direction. And if you see, initially what we have seen that 8 individuals have been arrested so far. One more individual who is still absconding, and that happens to be Surinder Khosla. Surinder Khosla is also one of the co-accused in connection with the case, because when that unfortunate tragedy basically unfolded, at that point in time there was no fire NOC. Apart from that, if you see, there were no emergency exit doors in the basement level, in the deck level as well, or even in the ground floor level. What we have seen that there were no proper management inside the very club, which basically took the lives of 25 people. And we have spoken to several individuals, several eyewitnesses over there, and they have said that at that point in time when that unfortunate tragedy took place, even the fire extinguishers which were placed over there were not functional. So it raises several questions on the part of the club owners as well, on the part of the club management as well. So initially what we have seen, the first arrest which was made by the Goa police team was of the chief general manager in connection with the case, and then later on what we have seen that the general manager was arrested, then the gate manager was arrested, then the duty operation manager was arrested, and then what we have seen, the driver of Sourav Luthra was arrested from the national capital, and then he was taken on transit remand to Goa. And if you see, since beginning what we have been seeing that both the brothers have been lying. Why so? The reason is pretty simple. Initially they have said that when that unfortunate tragedy took place, it was a pre-planned business trip by both the brothers to Thailand. But if you just go by the details shared by the Goa police sources, what we have seen that the moment this unfortunate tragedy unfolded, they basically made a call at that point in time to their office members and said that to collect the ticket, apart from that the passport from their office, and basically send it to their residence. And after that they got meantime ready, and then they fled from the country at around 5:25 a.m. flight. They took an Indigo flight and then fled from the country. So it was a pre-planned approach by both the brothers. And after that, what we have seen that the Goa police has basically tightened their screw in order to bring back both the brothers. And finally, if you see, in a major success with the help of the MHA, the MEA, what we have seen that the Goa police has basically got the custody of both the brothers, and now the efforts are on basically to investigate it in that further direction. And initially, if you see, what we have seen that one of the co-owners in connection with the case, who happens to be Mr. Ajay Gupta, since beginning he has been basically saying that he was just a sleeping partner. We have questioned him, we have confronted him. When the NDTV team basically confronted him, he basically said he was just a sleeping partner. But when we have spoken to the senior officials, the top brass of the Goa police team, they have said that this very individual, Mr. Ajay Gupta, was the main person. He was the basically kingpin. He was the person who was basically taking charge of the entire Birch club. So he was the person who was running the functionality of that very club. So that very person is in right now police custody. His custody has been extended for the next 5 days. So it's very likely that the Goa police team is going to make that very individual sit in front of both the brothers, Luthra Senior, which is Gaurav Luthra, 44-year-old Gaurav Luthra, and Junior Luthra, Sourav Luthra, 40-year-old Sourav Luthra, in front of both the brothers. That questioning is going to be taken place by the Goa police team to further basically delve deeper to know the exact cause and why basically there were several norms which were flouted by both the brothers, and it was a sheer negligence of both the brothers. Apart from that, Ajay Gupta, Mr. Sourav Khosla, Mr. Khosla as well in this, Surinder Khosla in this regard as well. So right now, if you see, the Goa police has basically tightened their screw on all the 9 accused, and so far they have successfully arrested 8 accused in connection with the case. But there is one more accused against whom the blue corner notice has already been issued, but he is still at large. He is still absconding. He is in London right now. The efforts are on right now to bring back that individual. I was speaking a few moments back to the the Goa DGP, and he has said that right now the red corner notice has not been issued. They are in the process to basically prosecute that very individual who is basically right now in London. So the efforts are on. But if you see, it's a major success. It's a major big win for the Goa police team, because they have successfully got the custody of Luthra brothers. Because since the beginning, both the brothers have been lying. They have initially said that they are going to cooperate with the Goa police team. They are going to cooperate with the authorities. But what happened next? The moment this very unfortunate tragedy took place, what we have seen, that they have taken a flight and fled to Thailand. And since then, they have been dodging the question. So right now, the Goa police has got their custody, and the questioning of both the individuals, both the brothers, will carry on from here. And the Goa police team will basically delve deeper into this very incident to basically unearth the negligence part, that how basically this unfortunate man-made tragedy took place, in which what we have seen that 25 lives have been lost. Because initially, if you see, the moment this very arrest took place, at that point in time, there one of the co-owners who has been identified as Mr. Ajay Gupta. Ajay Gupta was present over here in Goa. He basically booked a flight early morning at around 7:55 on the very day or the very next day when that incident took place, because the incident took place on the night of 6th of December at around 11:45. And what we have seen that on 7th morning, this person, this very individual, Mr. Ajay Gupta, took a flight from here, from Goa towards the national capital, and then he kept on changing his locations from one place to another place in the Delhi NCR region. And then he basically acted and recreated a scene, and basically got himself admitted at a private hospital, at one of his friend's hospital.
Akhil, as you were pointing out, Goa police have a 2-day custody, 2-day transit remand is what they got of these two accused. So they are going to make most of it, and the negligence part is something they are going to unearth. So if you can tell us about what other evidence that could be gathered and examined by the police at this point from these two brothers. Are they going to be financial transactions? That is something that the police could be closely looking at. Documentation of the restaurant, which could be in possession of only these two brothers. NOCs that they may or may not have in their possession. So that would be crucial, isn't it? Some of the evidence that they could gather from both the brothers. Akhil.
Oh, well, that's right. If you see, first of all, the first question which is going to be asked by the Goa police team is regarding the very unfortunate tragedy, because when that incident took place, both the brothers basically tried to look in another direction. They basically fled to Thailand. So what was the reason behind it? The simple reason was that basically they wanted to avoid the questioning. They wanted to avoid the Goa police. That's why they have basically fled from the country. They knew that the Goa police is going to look out for both the brothers, because they knew that when that unfortunate tragedy was there was no fire NOC, there was no trade license. Trade license has got expired long back, so they have not got the trade license renewed. And the structure, the Birch Club where it was created at that point in time, there was no proper licensing which was granted to this very club. So there are a lot of many questions which is going to be asked by the interrogators in connection with the case ahead of the Luthra brothers.
All right. Thank you, Akhil, for getting us all of those important details. Of course, we will be closely tracking the story.